Hey, what is up everybody? This is Tattoo Bart and welcome to the channel. In today's episode, we got yet another very cool review for you guys. We are doing a review of the Mast Archer Ultra. Now, previously on my channel, you could have seen the Mast Archer 2, the Mast Archer S. They are all in the same series, but they are all a little bit different. But today we're gonna do the Archer Ultra, which is a machine and a power supply and charging station all in one. It's a crazy device and I really love the way it looked when I took it out of the box, and I want to show you how it actually looks. So let's quickly dive down and have a look at this machine. When you take it out of the package, you will receive this very nice little box. And I have to say, Dragonhawk is really trying to separate themselves from the others, because the quality of the case that this whole machine comes in is absolutely amazing. I mean, I have seen a lot of, especially machines that come from China, and they come in a little pack like this in a little box, but they don't look as classy as this one. You get a nice zipper to open it up, and then once you open it up, you will find the machine and the control unit. This is basically, it's kind of like a power supply. Of course, you can also do that on the machine itself, but it's also nice to regulate it from a different part. So this is the machine. Then we got some cables. So this is your charging cable. We got a converter plug if you are wanting to use some wired machines on the control unit or on the power supply itself. Another wire which is a little bit longer, and this is to charge just the machine. If you want to charge it without the docking station or your power supply without using the docking station, you can click this on here and actually charge your machine with this cable. We got a wall plug right here. We got this unit. And this thing is kind of what makes it everything so special, because in the circle here, you can plug on your power supply or your control unit, and you can also put your machine on here. Of course, you have to plug this thing in order for it to work. I did already charge the product, so the machine and the power supply, so they should be working without it being plugged in. They do. And you can also charge your machine, which has already been done. But you can plug this in and this will charge either the power supply and the tattoo machine if you don't want to charge them separate. To plug in your control unit, there is a Type-C charging port right here where you can plug in your Type-C charger. This is the power supply. Now there's also a nice magnet on the back which will make you stick this item anywhere, because once it's charged, it will turn on and it'll be good to use. Now, because this is a wireless product and you have to charge it, I am not sure how long this will run when you run it on a different machine other than the machine that comes with it, because these machines do connect with each other, but that is through Bluetooth connection. Now, if you are actually running this thing with a wire, it will withdraw the power from the power supply, obviously, or from the battery that's in the power supply, but I'm not 100% sure how long it will actually last if it is not on the charging station. So first off, let's have a look at just the machine. You can see it has the display that all the Mast Archer products have. It has that little nice circle thing that makes this machine look a little bit like a minion, which is pretty cool. On other tattoo machines from the Archer series, there were buttons on the side. Now there is just a power on button here, which will turn the machine on. If you hold it, press it once, it'll start to run. Now this display is a touchscreen. You can play and pause right here. over here, you can adjust your voltage. And if you long press it, it'll go a bit faster, which is pretty cool. Another cool feature is just here on the side where you see the green little light. There is a button to switch modes. So it does have a liner and a shading mode. Then just over here you can see it is not on right now, but there is a Bluetooth mode, which we will get to a little bit later. Of course, right here when you twist the grip, it'll adjust the length of the needle. This machine does have a 4.5 millimeter stroke length, so it has a lot of power. If you twist that grip off all the way, we can actually reach the cam, which I think is very nice, because on other machines by Dragonhawk or by Mast, we could never really see the cam. And you can see it is a 4.5 millimeter cam. A nice little curve down. So it is a direct drive machine. And there we go. It does fit all standard cartridges right here. So yeah, this is just a machine, and you can operate it just manual by just using the machine. But now we're gonna get a little bit into that Bluetooth connection, and that's where we need this power supply for. So we are going to turn on the power supply. And you can see there is a Bluetooth mode on here. And we can actually turn that on. And we are going to do the same thing on the machine. Bluetooth, turn it on, and we can see the Mast Z1, that is my power supply, so I can connect it. And now what we can do is use our power supply to switch from liner to shader modes, or adjust the voltage on here by sliding up and down, or press the minus button that is on here, or the plus button on the top, and they are basically just synced with each other. So if you are wrapping your machine and you're having trouble to use the control panel on the display here, because it is a very small display, you can always use it on there. It is a touchscreen, but I think if you wrap it with plastic or put it in a little machine bag or something, you will still be able to operate this. Now the power supply itself also have a couple of very cool features. Of course, you can adjust the voltage, you can set the liner and the shader modes, but there are also some settings. Now there is a mode that you can use. It is currently on tattoo, but you could also use eyebrow pattern if you are really into permanent makeup and things like that. I think it's not so much a eyebrow mode or eyebrow pattern, it is just more for permanent makeup overall, because then here on the side you will see eyebrow, lips and eyeliner, I'm guessing. I'm not really sure what the difference is, but it does change the voltage a little bit. If you are on a break or something, you can just place your machine and your power supply on the docking station, and it will automatically start to charge if you are plugging in your wire. Now, of course, the thing we all want to see is how this thing actually tattoos. So I have a couple of needles. I have a 5-round liner, a 9-round liner, and a 11 Magnum. We're just gonna do a little bit of lining, shading, just a little bit, just so we can get a feel for this machine and see how it actually operates. What is also nice is when you adjust the grip, the cartridge doesn't turn with it. It just stays into place. So very nice on the design here. So yes, very powerful machine, especially with that 4.5 millimeter stroke. So I can see that this is a very smooth liner. Very cool. This is just at a very low speed. Very nice, solid line work. I am just very softly touching the skin. And you can see, even though I barely touch the skin, it does go in pretty easy. And that's because this machine is pretty strong. It's just 6.0 volts. Very nice, smooth shading. Yes, this is working very nice. Let's back a little bit of black. And yes, this machine does have a lot of power, so it does pack very easy. I do have to say, personally, on regular skin, I do like to pack with a little bit of a shorter stroke. I know long strokes might be very powerful, but I feel like in the healing process, a 4mm stroke gives me a little bit of a better result than a larger stroke. But that is just something I am playing around with. This is kind of in the middle. This is a 4.5mm stroke, so I do think you can get away with pretty much everything. With this machine, you just have to be a little bit careful because it does have a lot of power. It does line very nice and very quick, but especially with smaller liners, be very careful to not blow out or damage the skin more than you should. So a quick summary, the Mast Archer Ultra is a Bluetooth 4.5mm stroke pen style machine. It is working absolutely wireless, and you can control it from the control unit and actually charge it on the docking station, as well as the power supply that comes with this kit. Now, what did I think of this machine? It is a little bit of a double feeling. I do really like the fact that you have a separate power supply where you can actually regulate what's going on the machine, because yes, the display is very small. You probably have gloves on, you might have Vaseline on your hands, and you don't want to try and work that small little display while you are having your machine fully wrapped, basically. So it is a little bit easier to use that power supply. It is nice that that power supply is wireless, so you can basically stick it anywhere on your station. This is like magnetic on the back. Maybe even if you wear like a big belt buckle or something, you can actually stick that power supply right on there, or just stick it somewhere very close to you, so it does almost feel like you are working wireless. Also, the option that you can actually use a RCA or other kind of machine with the converter plug is an actual absolutely plus point. I mean, there's a lot of people that do like, for example, a Dan Cubin or a coil machine to pull their line work and then actually start shading with their pen style machine, and you can work that all through that same power supply. Other than that, the machine, very nice, 4.5mm stroke, super powerful. If you are a beginner, just please be very careful, because this is a very strong machine, especially if you are using smaller kind of needles. So like a 3, a 5 and a 7 round liner would be a little bit tricky, or you have to be just a little bit more careful with this machine. Anywhere from 7 round liner and up, it should be fairly easy to line with this machine, and even the bigger needles can go in pretty smooth. Also shading, very nice, very consistent, and yeah, overall just a very good machine. And what I really liked from this machine than the other Archer machines is you can actually see or reach the motor, reach the cam without taking too much things apart. It's just unscrewing the grip. You can see the cam sitting right there. If you want to replace it, it's super easy to replace. What brings me to the next point is it would have been super cool if Mast actually added a couple of extra cams in different sizes, so maybe a 4, 3.5 and even a 5mm stroke. That would probably make this tattoo machine the ultimate tattoo machine that they ever brought out. So hopefully in the future they will make some cams separate so we can replace those on this machine, and you know, we can benefit a lot more from this machine than we can do already. So if you are interested in buying this machine, I will put a link in the description down below so you can have a look at this machine and order this machine with an extra 10% discount, as well as any other tattoo products from Dragonhawk and Mast. So make sure you check the description down below for your extra 10% discount. Probably this year I won't be posting any more videos. Maybe I will do a small video. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we still have plenty of new projects to come for the next year. So everybody, have a wonderful Christmas, a happy new year, and I will see you all in the next video.